Hi everyone, my name is Emanoeil. I'm from Ocular Charging, and today we're blessed here with Ian from Hager. He's going to give us a little walkthrough on what our EV ready boards are that we've recently collaborated with Hager on. Take it away, Ian.
So today we're going to talk about the Performa Apex. So the Performa Apex, when we first have a look at this board, we'll notice that we have a swing handle, okay? So here's our swing handle. We do have a CL001 key. The CL001 key, very simple, very easy. You know, there's two there, so you shouldn't lose them, but you know, should that be the case, we can get another one. All right, now, if we look at the whole board, you'll notice that we do have an extension box down the bottom here. We'll also notice that we have a plinth. So on here, our plinth just allows us to be able to mount it on the ground, should it need to be. But also, we do have facilities to mount it on the back, so I'll show you that just in a moment. So we simply open the board up like this, and here we can see, in here, we have a 3-point locking system, okay? So we have a 3-point locking system, which allows us to make sure the door is closed safe and securely. All right, on here we can see that we do have our escutcheon on some hinges, okay? That means we don't have to undo screws, put our escutcheon somewhere else, which we can lose the screws, maybe lose the escutcheon. It's all here, ready to go. So open it up, very simple, very easy. All right, then we mount it on the wall. Now, okay, someone like me, very difficult to reach the top here, but we do have a center. Okay, so we have a centerpiece that will allow us to actually manipulate the board as required, have a level on the top, obviously, make sure you have a level, and then we can screw in either side, okay? We can remove that or we can just keep it in. It doesn't really matter, but it allows us to get it level on the wall, ready to go, okay? So while we're talking about putting it on the wall, we fixed it to the wall, okay? Now, we're thinking about our cables. How do we drop our cables in? Okay, well, the glam plate at the top here, completely removable. So take the whole glam plate off, start to drop your cables down, okay? Now, once we get our cables in the board, you can imagine it's going to be all over the place. Well, again, let's start looking at our cable management, okay? So we have some cable management clips here. They just allow you to cable tie off where required, you know, either side of the board, and make it neat, okay? So as we keep going, we can simply undo the cable tie, put a new cable tie on, drop more cables down, okay? Right, now, either side of the board, you will notice that we have a neutral link, okay? This again is good for cable management. We're able to put a neutral either side, meaning we're not running a cable either under or over, however it's going to go. And then we have our earth. So here it is. So we've got our active, obviously, on our chassis. We've got our neutral either side, and we've got our earth either side, okay? And we've managed our cables, okay? Which means the escutcheon's going to be a lot easier to close, all right? Then we look at the section where we're measuring, okay? So we're measuring a section which now has a CT. So it's all integrated into the board, okay? So we're not looking at having it either side or anything like that, or having to run in a particular way. Here is the CT, which talks to our meter, okay? So now the meter does measure kilowatts, but it can also be hooked up so it can talk to your EV charger as well, okay? So it can talk to your EV charger and is contained using our RJ45 cable, all right, hooked into your CT, okay? So again, here it is, your CT integrated into the chassis itself, covered with a shroud, and here is the meter. Like I said before, it can relate back to your EV charger as well, okay? So it's all connected together. Then we put our protection equipment here. So we would run an RCBO. Again, this would be decided for you based on the size of your EV charger, whatever the kilowatts are, it's converted back. So it is able to be fitted straight into our chassis, okay? So once we have it all connected, it's all together, we know we've got an isolator. So the isolator at the top here, 250 amps, it is not a circuit breaker. And what I mean by that, it is not going to trip, okay? It is just designed to allow you to turn off the whole chassis when you're working on it. All right, now the other thing that we do have is we've got 24 poles of DIN, okay? So our 24 poles of DIN will allow you to put a shunt trip on there should you need the shunt trip, okay? There's other things like contactors and surge maybe you might want to use, but we recommend that you do use the 24 poles of DIN for that case, okay? Right, then like I said, we're not trying to find the escutcheon, where do we put that, where do we put the screws? We simply close it up, here we go, ready to go, closed up. Then we get to, obviously the board, we close it all up, and then we think, oh no, what have we forgotten? We haven't written on the legend, okay? We need to make sure that we fill this out. This is a very, very important part of the job, okay? Is filling this out to make sure if it's not you coming back, it's someone else coming back and knowing exactly what this is here. We are going to label this as well, but for whatever reason, that may not work. It may not, you may not see it, but if it's all on the legend, it's ready to go, okay? So that is the whole board ready to go. So we've covered already the electrical components of the board. We are now looking at the extension box. So this is our extension box here. Again, we can put this on the top or we can put it on the bottom. So here you can see the plinth is right down here, and then we have our extension box. Now, what will we use the extension box for? Quite simply, this allows us to put data. This allows us to put something that allows us to signal with our EV charger. It could be a modem, could be just a signal, it could be anything to do with data, but it is separate now from our electricity into our data section. So again, this is fully designed to sit in the system so that once you put it onto the wall, or we put it on a plinth, we're all ready to go. Very simple, very easy to install. Thanks for watching.